It's time to help you overcome your fear of marketing.
You're a voice actor. You're an entrepreneur. You're a VOpreneur. Welcome to the Everyday VOpreneur podcast, your guide through the business of voiceover.
Your number one marketing tool is your voiceover demos. When you're posting them online, you want to be sure they're playable on any device and with any browser. The VoiceZam player does exactly that. Sign up at msvo.me/msvoicezam and receive 3 months of VoiceZam for the price of one. Sign up now at msvo.me/msvoicezam.
The VOpreneur podcast. Hey, it doesn't suck.
Not as funny as Conan. Not as cute as Seth Meyers. Not as smart as Colbert. But he's one of us, and that counts for something. Here's Mark Scott, the original Everyday VOpreneur.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Everyday VOpreneur podcast, your guide through the business of voiceover. I'm Mark Scott, and I'm so glad that you are listening to this episode where we are going to talk about one of my favorite subjects to talk about, and that is marketing. As always, thank you so much for subscribing and for listening wherever fine podcasts are given away for free. And I want you to know how much I appreciate the reviews that you leave. And you can leave those reviews on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, and Podbean. Don't forget, you can listen to any episode of the podcast anytime you want at VOpreneur.com. So when I say the word marketing, tell me what happens. What's your initial reaction? Do you groan? Do you sigh? Do you feel that little tingle that goes up your spine? Maybe you're one of the rare few that actually gets excited about it, or maybe you're like the vast majority of voice actors when the subject of marketing comes up and you kind of break out in a little bit of a cold sweat. You immediately feel intimidated, overwhelmed, frustrated, and you don't want to talk about it anymore. I want you to know that if you do feel that way, you are not alone. Quite literally, that is how the vast majority of voice actors feel about marketing. And I know this because I do marketing coaching, and every single day I have the privilege of talking to voice actors about their marketing, and every single day I hear a lot of those same things. The anger, the frustration, the confusion, not knowing where to begin, not knowing what I'm supposed to do, not understanding how any of this works. All we want to do is be in the booth. Just let me go in the booth. Just let me record the jobs. I understand. But there's a step to get there. You may be the most gifted voice actor on the face of the earth, and you may have a full suite of 17 different demos with a professionally designed website and a $50,000 studio complete with studio bricks and Neumanns and Sennheisers and everything else. But if you're not putting yourself out there for the clients to find you, all of that stuff is going to just sit and collect dust. Let me help you find the work. There's a few things that I want to talk about today. First, I want to address 5 of the most common things that I hear from voice actors when it comes to marketing. And I'm guessing that if you're listening to this episode, you're probably going to be able to identify with at least one of these things, and maybe even be able to identify with like 5 of these things. These are all things that I hear from voice actors on a daily basis, and I've just kind of compiled a list of what are some of the most common things that I hear. And that way I can help you to address those things, if these are what you're thinking. First and foremost on the list, I have zero marketing knowledge or experience. Well, I want to let you know right now that you are not alone. That represents about 95%, maybe 98%, possibly 99% of voice actors, particularly when they are starting out in this business. I had zero marketing experience when I began trying to free myself from the casting sites. So my voiceover journey kind of started back in 1995, and it started in radio. And I did voiceover all through my radio career, although at the time I didn't specifically know that I was doing voiceover. I thought I was just doing part of my job in that every day I had to come in before my shift, go into the production studio, and record a bunch of commercials. And over time, as I started to develop a network and started getting to know people, they would come to me and ask me to do some of that work for them as well. And I would say it was probably around 1998 or 1999 when I put in my first home studio and had a very basic setup that I was able to do a little bit of recording from, and just doing it kind of on a freelance basis for friends who needed something. Still not really knowing what I was doing. Moving into the later years of like 2007, 2008, 2009, somewhere in there, I had actually started to create a kind of a part-time business for myself. Again, not necessarily intentionally, but it was around that time that I discovered a couple of casting sites and started using those casting sites and using that to bring in spare income in addition to my radio income. But by the time 2012 rolled around, I was full-time voiceover. My radio career was over by force and by choice, let's say. And I needed to figure something out because at that point, the casting sites were starting to go through shifts and they weren't working for me the way that they always had. I knew absolutely nothing about marketing, but I knew that I was going to have to find a way to find my own clients. If I was going to grow my business and if I was going to turn it into a full-time salary, if it was going to replace my radio income, I was going to have to find a way to find more work. And at that point, agents didn't seem like the solution to me. And more casting sites certainly didn't seem like the solution to me. So that's when I started figuring that I was going to have to do some marketing. My marketing strategy in 2012 was throw absolutely everything at the wall that I can possibly throw and hope that something sticks. I was trying to connect with people directly in person. I was doing emailing like crazy. I was trying postcards. I was trying social media. I was writing a blog. I mean, I was doing absolutely everything. I didn't have a clue about any of it, but I was just trying to figure it out. And amazingly, a few of the things did stick. It took a couple of years to refine them all, and that kind of got me to where I am today. But learning how to market was definitely a bit of a journey. And it involved a lot of investments in time and in finances as well. You know, taking courses on entrepreneurship, reading books on sales and marketing and entrepreneurship. Went to a college course on entrepreneurship. Listening to podcasts, reading other people's blogs, subscribing to magazines, all of this sort of stuff. And over the span of a few years, I finally started to refine some of my marketing efforts to a place where they actually started working much more efficiently. And I was able to stop doing all of the stupid things that I had done in the beginning that weren't really working. If I could go back, so I went full-time in 2012. I hit six figures in 2016. If I could start over in 2012 with the marketing knowledge that I had in 2016, it probably would have taken me half the time it took me to get to six figures because I could have eliminated all of the stupid things that I was doing for those first couple years. So if one of your big issues is that you have zero marketing knowledge or experience, just know that there are ways to get that knowledge. There are ways to figure it out. Some of them are going to be free. Reading blog articles and, subscribing to blog feeds and news feeds from places like Entrepreneur or Forbes or Inc. magazine and just learning techniques from there. Following other voice actors and following blogs, jumping into my Facebook group on the VOpreneur Facebook group, watching tip videos that I post on YouTube, listening to the VOpreneur podcast. All of these different things are free tools that are available to you that are going to help you learn how to be a better marketer. And then there's also paid options that are available as well. Things like doing one-on-one coaching with me or something like the Voiceover Marketing Playbook, which is my flagship marketing program. But just know that there are tools that are available to you from the $0 budget up to the higher dollar budgets that are going to help you learn to be a better marketer. Don't get paralyzed by it. There are ways to overcome, and I am living proof. I didn't always know the things that I know now. I made so many stupid mistakes in the beginning, it's kind of embarrassing. The second thing that I hear from voice actors all the time, I need a plan. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. And this involves a lot of different pain points for voice actors. What are my priorities? How do I set goals? What CRM do I use? What the heck is a CRM? Is one email client better than another? What about my website? How does that work? What goes on it? How should I design it? What does it need to say? I don't know about social media. Do I need Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of them? Do I need more? Should I be writing a blog? Can I outsource this stuff? Should I buy lead lists? Where do I buy lead lists? How do agents factor into all of this? Should I get more casting sites? And all of these things that come into voice actors' heads because they don't know what to do or where to start become overwhelming. And what happens when you get overwhelmed? You freeze. Overwhelm is the leading cause of failure to launch, in my opinion. When you've got so many different options on the table and you have no idea which option to start with, you end up not getting started. Does that sound like you? Are you asking all of yourself these questions? If you're in the early stages of your career, chances are your list of questions is that long or longer because you're trying to figure out all of this stuff. And that's why so often we default to casting sites because it seems easier to us. I give somebody a few $100s and all of a sudden I have audition opportunities, and that is so much easier than trying to figure out all of this other stuff. And in one sense, you're absolutely right. It is easier to pay somebody $400 and jump onto a casting site. But what if you could take that $400, invest it into a marketing course, start finding your own clients, and build a six-figure business off of it? Because I can tell you right now, with a fair level of confidence, you're probably not going to build a six-figure voiceover business off of the casting sites. So if you feel like you don't have a plan, or you don't know what to do, or you don't know where to start, just know, again, that there are resources that are going to help you to figure that out. And that was part of my journey, figuring out what worked and figuring out what didn't work. As I went along, figuring out what tools and resources do I need in order to help me do the things that I'm doing more effectively. Paying attention to the data. What social media platforms are working better for me, and in what way are those social media platforms working better for me? So now I can allocate my time more efficiently. Maybe I'm spending more time now on LinkedIn than I used to because I'm spending less time on Twitter now because it's not effective, or I'm spending less time on Facebook. You can pay attention to all of this stuff, and it's going to start guiding you the right way. Or, again, there are resources that are out there for you that can help you to do this, to help you to figure out what your plan is, what to do, and where to get started. Number 3 on the list, I lack confidence, and I don't know how to overcome the fear and confusion that I have about marketing. When you are not confident, it shows. It is literally going to come across in everything that you do. When you go into your booth to record auditions, whether it's for casting sites or agents or your own leads, if you're not feeling confident, that lack of confidence is going to come through in your reads. When you are interacting with your clients, if you are not feeling confident, that is going to come through in your interactions. You may not even realize it, but it will subtly be there in email conversations or in-person conversations, telephone conversations, and it's going to present a position of desperation at times, which is really not good. And if you lack confidence and confusion is part of the problem, it's also going to impact your negotiating. Because rather than standing by your rates and sticking to your values, you're just going to take whatever they offer you because your fear is that you're going to lose the job. Your fear is that if you ask too much, you're going to price yourself out of the work. And so you let that fear take over. Lack of confidence and this fear has paralyzed more voice actors than any other factor when it comes to failure to launch or getting stuck in that rut, not being able to push through it. So we need to find ways to build your confidence and to help you overcome that fear and confusion about marketing. Because the fact of the matter is, it's not nearly as hard as you are building it up to be in your head. I would be willing to bet, and I have said this to people, I've called people out for this in coaching sessions, that you want marketing to be overwhelming and confusing because then it gives you an excuse not to be doing it. Are you feeling a little bit of conviction on that one? I understand. I was the same way. That's why I was defaulting to the casting sites. But as I started to do it, as I started to reach out, as I started to appreciate and recognize the value that I brought to each and every one of my clients, it made it easier for me to tell them about what I did. It made it easier for me to want to reach out to them and let them know that I am out there and let them know that I can bring something of great value through my voiceover services to their business. The same stands true for you. The number 4 thing on the list is I have no idea how to find my own leads and clients. Where do I even look outside of casting sites and agents? What do I search for? Where do I do those searches? Who do I search for? Who's the right person? Should I be emailing the info@email address? That's the only email address that I can find. How do I even know who needs my voiceover services? And by the way, I can't actually find a contact outside of the info at, so I'm probably just not going to bother emailing them because that email's probably not going to go anywhere anyway. And so what did you just do? You just gave yourself another really convenient excuse for not doing your marketing. The fact of the matter is, leads are out there everywhere. Literally, leads are out there everywhere. All you have to do is open your eyes to the possibilities. There are so many people that can benefit from your voiceover work. So many people in so many ways that you haven't even thought of. I would encourage you, if you haven't already done it, go back and listen to last week's episode. It's episode 27. You can listen at VOpreneur.com. That episode is all about finding leads in the most unusual places, because I want to open up your eyes and ears to all of the different places where you can find voiceover work. So make sure you go back and listen to that episode. It's called How to Find Leads in the Most Unusual Ways. That is episode 27 of the podcast, and it is available at VOpreneur.com. We default to casting sites and agents, again, because they're the easiest way. We let somebody else just bring the work to us, and we hope that if we audition enough, ultimately we're going to book some jobs. And the fact of the matter is, if you audition enough in that capacity, you probably are ultimately going to book some jobs. But are you going to build a sustainable business off of it? When one of the major casting sites a few years ago decided that they were going to change the rules of their casting site, and the vast majority of the projects started becoming managed projects. So the casting site was managing those projects, and they started taking commissions up to 80%. We proved time and time again. That change in the rules ruined voiceover businesses. I knew of voice actors who had built their entire business platform on the back of that casting site. But as soon as that casting site changed the rules, those voice actors could no longer make nearly as much money as they were making because they weren't allowed to have direct contact with the clients anymore, and the casting site was managing the jobs and taking huge commissions. If you're going to be a true VOpreneur, then you are going to have to figure out how to find your own leads and your own clients so that nobody else can change the rules on you. You can't give that kind of power to a casting site. If you let the casting site run your business, then it's not your business. And this is something that I recognized a number of years ago, and that's why I started weaning myself off of the casting sites. Now, I want to state, not all casting sites are created equal. Some of them are absolutely legitimate. Some of them are absolutely worth your support. I have no issue at all recommending VOplanet.com. I have no issue at all recommending Bidalgo.com. I audition on both of those sites as well. But again, they're one tool in your toolbox. That's one way for you to find leads and clients, but it's not the only way to find leads and clients. This is why it is essential for you to learn how to market your voiceover business. And since we're talking about casting sites, we've got to address the final elephant in the room, which is, I'm frustrated with casting sites. How do I break free and still find work? The odds are stacked against you on a couple of these sites. The reality is that you're going to pay your $400, you're going to audition several hundred times a year, and if you're lucky, you're going to book 1 or 2 jobs. And the fact that you only booked 1 or 2 jobs isn't really a testament necessarily to your level of skill or your ability as a voice actor. It's a testament to how the casting site systems are rigged against you. They are rigged in favor of people who come in at a higher tiered membership. So the people that are paying $5,000 or $6,000 a year or more, as opposed to the people who are paying $400 a year or more. So that already has got the odds stacked against you. But then also just the sheer level of competition. When there are literally hundreds of voice actors that are competing for these jobs within minutes of those jobs being posted, unless you are willing to glue yourself to the computer 24 hours a day and crank out auditions instantly as they are rolling in, like doing it in real time, the chances of you building a sustainable business on a lot of these casting sites in 2019, probably not going to happen. So I understand the frustration that people have with casting sites, and I understand why they want to break free from them, but I also understand the fear of trying to find your own work. So let me say this. If you've got professional training, if you have invested in professional demos, and if you have a quality professional home studio, but you are still not booking, you're confused, you're overwhelmed, you're frustrated, you don't understand where the work is, you don't understand where the opportunities are, chances are the problem is with your marketing. And the good news is that we can fix it. The VoiceOver Marketing Playbook is a step-by-step, easy-to-follow marketing course that will give you a clear plan for finding your own leads, building your own client base, and becoming the consistently working voice actor that you want to be. If your fear is that you have zero marketing knowledge or experience, Playbook can help you overcome it. If your issue is that you don't have a plan and you don't know where to start, Playbook is going to give you that plan. If your challenge is that you lack confidence and you have a fear and confusion and an overwhelm about marketing, Playbook is going to give you that confidence and undo all of that confusion. If you have no idea how to find your own leads and clients, Playbook is going to show you exactly where to look, what to say, how to do it, and how to get in touch with them. And if you are frustrated with the casting sites and you want to know how to break free and still find your own work, the VoiceOver Marketing Playbook is the playbook that is going to take you there. What is included in the course is 5 hours of video content that is literally going to take 5 years of my knowledge in marketing, probably more like 6 years of my knowledge in marketing, and condense it down into a 5-hour course. The whole idea of this course is to get you through the learning curve. Do you remember earlier I said that it took me 4 years to get to 6 figures? But I honestly felt like if I had the knowledge sooner, I could have done it in half the time. Playbook is going to give you the knowledge to get it done sooner. It's going to help you to jump the learning curve. One of the biggest challenges with doing marketing and learning how to do marketing is having a system of accountability and support. And I recognize that. I still, to this day, have my own systems of accountability and support. And so that has been built into the VoiceOver Marketing Playbook program. I want to make sure that I'm there to support you for the long term. I have people that signed up for Playbook a couple years ago that I still maintain contact with because they still need ongoing support. And so that has been built into the course. And along with that comes the accountability. You need somebody that's going to help you finish the course in order to be able to implement the course. And that is part of what I'm going to do for you. Should you decide to purchase the Playbook Complete package, that's also going to come with 2 hours of private coaching. That's where you and I are going to sit down together via Zoom. We're going to have a video chat. We're going to talk about your specific needs, your specific goals, and then we're going to set specific plans that are going to help you to get there. There's also group support that has been built into the program through live Q&A sessions where we're going to jump online together as a group, and everybody's going to have an opportunity to ask questions and get the answers that they need. This is a complete package to address all of your fears about marketing and help you get through them. There are a lot of terms that you're going to hear people toss around when it comes to marketing. And as you hear these terms, you know the sound of the teacher in Charlie Brown, the wah, 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 wah. That's what it probably sounds like to you. So when people talk about things like features and benefits and ideal customer avatars and unique value propositions, does that make you feel confident or does that make you feel overwhelmed? Chances are it makes you feel overwhelmed. All of these things are essential to your business and marketing if you're going to do this successfully. With Playbook, you're not only going to learn what they mean, but you're going to learn how to apply them to your specific business and your niche markets, which, by the way, you're also going to learn how to create niche markets. So I want you to understand the concept of a unique value proposition because it matters, but I'm going to show you how to do that on a personal level. Here is what your unique value proposition is based on your specific circumstances. We're going to teach you how these things apply specifically, not just to voiceover in general, but to your voiceover business. You're going to learn specific strategies for finding new leads and clients and maintaining those relationships using social media. In fact, there's one entire module in the course that teaches very specific strategies for Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, as well as YouTube and Vimeo. So teaching you what to do. What the world doesn't need is another fluff course that you sit down and you watch and it tells you, well, what you need to be doing is you need to be on LinkedIn and finding leads on LinkedIn. Well, that's great. I already knew that. What the Playbook is going to do is say, you need to be on LinkedIn, and here are some specific strategies for how to use LinkedIn to find new leads and grow your business. I'm going to give you actionable, practical steps that you can follow. You're going to learn what goes into writing an effective introductory email and how to send follow-ups that'll keep you top of mind and eventually lead to bookings, which is really important. Basically, what you're going to get is a plan. The Playbook is a plan, right? No football team is going to step onto the field without a playbook to follow. If you are going to successfully market your voiceover business, you need a plan, a path to follow. So think of the voiceover marketing playbook as your guide to marketing success. And I mean, you could think of me as your Yoda, I guess, if you want. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you work through all of this information, figure out how it applies to you and your business, and get you pointed in the right direction so that you can become the consistently working voice actor that you want to be. In addition to the main course, there are a few other bonuses that are offered as well. You're going to get a bonus video that's going to teach you a free automated daily lead generation tool. This is something that I've been using for many, many years now. Every day, leads delivered straight into my inbox. Very convenient. There's also a bonus video that's going to show you 10 ways to find leads locally. There are opportunities that exist right within your own community that you probably never even thought of before, and I'm going to help you find them. And there's a bonus video called 10 Marketing Mistakes and How to Fix Them, and that's going to address some of the most common mistakes that voice actors make when they do their marketing, and then give them specific strategies to not make those mistakes anymore. So let me answer a few of the common questions that come up about the voiceover marketing playbook. Number one is, how does it work? The course exists online. So when you sign up for the voiceover marketing playbook, you are going to get instant access to all of the videos. You can watch them as many times as you'd like. You can work through the course at your own pace, and you will have lifetime access. Or at least you will have access to the course as long as I am alive and paying my server bills. There's a deadline on registration because I work with each group that takes the course. So enrollment for this Playbook course, which, by the way, it's going to be the final time that Playbook is available in 2019. The enrollment is happening September 10th through the 19th. You can only sign up from September 10th through the 19th, 2019. Last time that it's available this year. And again, that cutoff is so that I am able to work with people through email, through the Facebook group, doing the private coaching sessions, and also doing those live Q&As. Payment can be made securely via credit card or PayPal, and you are able to do that at checkout. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is there an installment option? PayPal actually offers a 6-month no payment, no interest plan, so you can sign up for that on your own, and then they will give you the funds that you need to buy the playbook if you would like to do an installment plan. How long is the course? There are approximately 5 hours in the main modules, and then there are countless hours of bonus content as well. But the main course itself is just about 5 hours. And once again, you get instant access to all of those videos when you sign up, and you'll be able to watch them as often as you like. One of the things that people get confused about is because I say that the course is only available from September 10th through the 19th, people think that it's like a thing where every Tuesday night for the next 6 weeks, we're going to get together and watch a video. That is not how Playbook works. From all of the research that I have done and talking to voice actors, they want something that they can work through on their own. So you could, in theory, sign up for Playbook in the morning and watch all the videos that afternoon and be implementing it by later that night or the next day. Or you could choose to watch one video a week and spread it out over the next 6 weeks. That's fine too. You do get instant access and you can learn at your leisure. What is the difference between the complete and the basic package? Basic package is video course only. Complete package comes with 2 hours of private coaching time. That is time for you and I to get together and come up with very specific strategies for your business and implementing strategies based on what it is that you are trying to accomplish. And that is by far the most common option because people really want that private coaching time. Now, I can sit here and talk about Playbook all day long, but I just want to share a few testimonials with you because what really matters isn't what I say. What really matters is what other people are saying about the voiceover marketing playbook. Mark Holcomb says, I really had no organized marketing plan. The playbook really opened my eyes to the things I need to be doing and how to do it in order to create a sustainable business. Stephen Carlock says, before Playbook, I really had no clue how to market directly. I relied entirely on casting websites, which did lead to some work, but not nearly enough to build a successful business. My fear kept me in the sheep pen, so to speak. Playbook was a complete game changer for me. It's full of clear, actionable steps, but it's far more than a step-by-step program. Mark doesn't just feed you information, he also poses questions that challenge you to really think about your clients, your brand, etc. After Playbook, I really feel like I'm running a business now, and the positive results I'm getting from marketing would agree. I would highly recommend the investment. Mark's well-organized, thorough, and engaging playbook helped me organize my thoughts and actions into a comprehensive approach to a daunting challenge, getting known and getting work. His enthusiasm is infectious, his knowledge deep. This course is a spark that will light your marketing flame, and that is from Adam Barr. Kyle Goodnight says, before taking Mark's course, I was all over the place when it came to my thoughts and plans for marketing my VO business. Mark's information and private sessions really helped me get things in order, along with some great new thoughts I had never thought of. The playbook has already paid for itself in the things I've implemented and will continue to help my business grow through many years after taking the course. Judy Udall says, I purchased this course hoping to learn insider tips about how to market myself effectively online. The course offers all of that and more. Mark includes a lot of very specific advice, and he is very thorough and generous with his know-how. I learned how to market my skill set to leads who can benefit from my services. And finally, this one comes from Todd Messenger. Mark makes marketing simple. He helps people realize that there is value in the services they offer and takes the mystery out of the question that many new VOs have, which is, how do I find work? I've worked with many coaches, but most only to help with technique and how to deliver a script. That is all well and good, but if no one is hiring you, how to deliver a script doesn't get you paid. Mark's training has shown me how to reach out to prospects and get my own clients so that I don't have to spend all of my time and energy on pay-to-play sites submitting auditions for jobs that may never get listened to. This course is worth every penny. The VoiceOver Marketing Playbook is going to be available from September 10th through the 19th, 2019, and that is the final time that it will be available this year. The Playbook Basic is available for $397 US. The Playbook Complete package, which comes with 2 hours of private coaching, is $597 US. All of the details will be available at voiceovermarketingplaybook.com. That's voiceovermarketingplaybook.com. And again, September 10th through the 19th. If you have any questions about Playbook, if there's anything else that you want to know, you can always email me directly to mark@markscottvoiceover.com. I really do hope that I will have the opportunity to work with you. I hope that we'll have the opportunity to do some sessions together to create some very specific strategies for your business. I want to see you get the information that you need so that by the time January rolls around, you are ready to set the goals that are going to take you to your best year ever in VoiceOver. It would be a privilege to work with you. Thanks so much for your interest in the program, and thanks for checking out another episode of the podcast. Remember, the website is voiceovermarketingplaybook.com, and the course is available September 10th through 19th, 2019. As always, thank you for listening wherever fine podcasts are given away for free. You can listen and leave reviews on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and you can catch episodes anytime at VOpreneur.com. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you on the next one.
The Everyday VOpreneur Podcast. Available everywhere fine podcasts are given away for free. Mostly, we think.
Your number one marketing tool is your voiceover demos. When you're posting them online, you want to be sure they're playable on any device and with any browser. The VoiceZam player does exactly that. Sign up at msvo.me/msvoicezam and receive 3 months of VoiceZam for the price of one. Sign up now at msvo.me/msvoicezam.
And scene.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging in. Thanks for hanging out. Want more VOpreneur goodness? Jump online at VOpreneur.com.